I knew it was going to be a two-parter. No worries, we're going to finish it in this second video. So I was right in the middle of extruding. We already finished our sketch. We already got to the extrude window. Now we're going to extrude this by 6 inches, blind, and in reverse. It's not anything too crazy. Reverse just means we're going to click this arrow. We're going to go the opposite direction. Boom. Now we're extruding in the reverse direction. It's not really a big deal, but it's giving us the directions are telling us to do this. So we're going to follow the directions. We're going to change this to 6 inches. We have this at blind. Okay. If we were to click on blind, we get a nice preview. I'm going to click the check mark. Click isometric and it'll reposition. This looks exactly like what we need. Now, I'm going to select the sketch face. This is the face I'm selecting. I'm going to start a new sketch. What we're doing now is we're going to sketch a circle, add dimensions. This is what we're extruding through. I'm going to show you a couple of options. Name of the assignment is Extrude Options. So I'm going to start my second sketch. Click Sketch. Remember, you should have a new sketch. It should be another number because now we're starting on this plane or this surface, right? Okay, now I'm going to add a circle. Now that I'm on this plane, I can go to the right view. Even though it seems like all of these are in front of you, because you're on this sketch, I can start sketching right on this plane. Now it seems a little trippy, but remember, I clicked what sketch I'm going to start drawing on. So even though these seem like they're in front of you, it's like I'm picking that layer to sketch on. And I'm saying, even though it looks like that, I'm sketching on this specific layer. Whatever I do will be on that layer. Okay? Let's go back to right view. On my right view, now that I have the circle, it's asking me to change the dimensions of the circle. I know this may be hard to view. I'm going to make it a little bigger if it wants to cooperate with me. Oh, there we go. Seems like it doesn't want to cooperate with me. The good thing is I can download this if need be. If it does seem like it's getting bigger, I can also, getting smaller. I can also make this window a little bigger. My eyes aren't what they used to be. So right here, you can see the dimensions now. It's asking me to make the circle 2-inch diameter. Make this 3 inches from the left line and 2.25 inches from the top. Okay, this is what it looks like. Let me click right view. I can recenter myself. Let's start with the inches from the top. If I go to dimensions, and if you can't see dimensions, I can always type in dimensions. One of our students was able to understand that there's a quick key where you can just press D and you start the dimension. If I click the center of the circle and I click the top line here, boom, I'm able to change that dimension to 2.25. Okay. I'm going to change the distance from the side. I'm going to again click the center of the circle. Then I'm going to click this side line here and I'm going to change that dimension to 3. Last but not least, I'm going to change the diameter of the circle. And how we do that is we just click the edge of the circle. We pull our mouse out. We click here and we're going to change that to 2. Press enter. We're looking good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a square-like structure to this. It almost looks like a house. How we can do that is by clicking the line. If you don't see the line, you can click search, type in line, click line, and we're on it. Okay. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to add a line. It's going to snap to the coordinate point. All that means is the side of the circle, right? Side, because the circle doesn't have side, excuse me. But we're going to just click the left and right parts of the circle. Click here, and we're going to drag our mouse all the way down. If you see the yellow lines, that means you did it perfectly, and it's right where it needs to be. I'm going to click on the bottom line. I'm going to keep drawing. You see the line here. I'm going to keep drawing, sketch another line here. Now, if it doesn't match with the circle, what I can do is I can go up to the circle, and I can move my mouse down, try to line it up. It's not really working with me. That's fine. Let's press escape. Let's press escape. We're going to sketch a line down from the other side. I click line again. I'm on the left part of the circle, right? I'm going to click here again on the side. I know I keep saying side, it's okay. I'm going to go right down, and I'm going to click right when it lines up with the origin. And I'm going to add another line to this part here, okay? Now, I know it seems like that is a lot, and you didn't follow it. I can do it one more time for you guys as well. What you're going to do is you're adding a line, left part of the circle, click going straight down. I'm going to click, okay? Oops, there it goes. Press escape. I'm going to click the line again. I'm going to click the right part of the circle. See how it's lined up with that origin? That's perfect. Click. I'm going to come all the way down. Click. And now I'm going to bring this line over to the bottom part. Click. I'm good. Okay? Follow me. Now that I'm here, what it's going to ask me to do is one, I'm going to add the relationship to make sure that this is perpendicular. I'm going to click one line. I'm going to click the bottom line, and I'm going to go up to this drop down arrow next to search tools. I'm going to go to perpendicular. I'm going to make sure that's a right angle. Right angle. There you go. Click perpendicular. That's good. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to click this line. I'm going to click the bottom line. Make sure that's perpendicular. Not only does it snap into place, but it also squares this up with the circle. Okay? Because you want that to be lined up so it looks good. Now we're going to trim this bottom part of the circle. That's what these little scissors are. If you don't know where they are, you can type in TRIM, trim. I'm going to click this bottom part. You see it's highlighted. As soon as I click it, bottom part's gone. Now we go to our second extrude. Excuse me, we're extruding again, okay? Now these are the different options for extruding. I'm going to show you these, but I'm going to go through them rather quickly. I'd rather explain them in more detail in class, but we're going to click extrude. Remember, you're still in the sketch, so you click extrude, and I'm extruding this piece here. Remember to always make sure that this is highlighted, and we're going to go into our isometric view to make sure that we can see what's extruding. Number one, when we're extruding, you see this arrow. I can always click this arrow and I can drag it out, and it'll give me a preview of what that will look like, okay? What it's going to have me do is look at blind, a blind, extrude. I still would have to type in my distance of my extrude, okay? Blind just means that it's going through things. That's really all that it means. Now, if we're looking at through all, same as its name, it's going to go through all of the part. It's going to go through all to the point where it may be real far away. But that's just going to be the exaggeration of the extrude, okay? Up to next. This is what I want to show you guys. If I go to the drop-down menu, and I click up to next, then I have to specify what it's going to be up to, okay? Now, up to next can be the face of the sketch. It's going to go up to next, literally the next model. So whatever it touches next, that's what it's extruding to, okay? Now, I can also do up to face, where not only am I clicking the extrusion, but I'm also clicking the face that it's going to go up to. So if I click this face here, first, I have to click the face that I'm extruding. Sorry. First, click the face you're extruding. Then I'll click the up to face, and I'll be able to show that. Now, it's not showing me it right now because I have too many clicked. That's okay. If I press X on those, I can start back from the beginning. The face and sketch region to extrude, I can click here. I can click my square, and now you see the arrow. Up to face, now I'm going to click the face that I want to extrude to. And that one doesn't really want to work. But that's okay, because that happens sometimes. So what I want you to extrude, which I'm going to go back from the beginning, I want you to extrude through, and let's go to through all. We're going to extrude through all. And we're going to click our space again. Remember, that's the space that you wanted to extrude. And we're going to change the distance. Matter of fact, we don't want to use through all. We just want to use blind for now. Blind, and then I can change the distance to make sure that it's up, which we can use the measurements here. But let's go ahead and try to do the up to next. Sorry if I'm confusing you. I want to show you a couple of these, but I really want you to understand the up to face. Up to face. We're going to add that extrude, making sure that we're selecting the piece that we're extruding, and then the face that we're extruding to. Now, I'm going to walk you through this again. I know I showed you a couple of these. It is a little confusing when you're first seeing it. There's different ways that you can extrude. I can extrude up to a face. I can extrude up to a vertex. I can extrude all the way through, or I can type in a dimension. But I want to show you this up to face again. I think we have enough time because I want you to understand this, okay? So let's try it one more time. I'm going to close this sketch just to start from I'm going to close the extrude to start from the sketch. So if we double click the sketch, we're back in the sketch. You know you're in the sketch because you see the check and the X, okay? Now I'm going to click extrude. I'm extruding this part, but remember, I'm going to use the drop down arrow and I want to go to up to face. Up to face. Okay? Remember that this region right here, the face, needs to be that sketch 5 because that's what you're extruding, right? Face and sketch region to extrude, sketch 5. And now up to face, you're going to click up to face, all right? And you want to make sure that you click this. You're going to select the mate connector. That's what was happening before. Once you click this, I want you to come out to the front part of the model. And we're going to click that front part, that front face, because when we select that face, it'll show you exactly where to extrude up to, okay? If you're a little confused, feel free to rewind that and play that again. That's going to extrude it right to where you need to be on the face. Then we're going to click check mark. Looking good so far. Again, this is an exercise to show you a lot of extrudes. It's not meant to confuse you. However, if you still find yourself stuck, feel free to rewind it and look back over it. Last but not least, this is a little fun part because it doesn't take much effort. We're going to add a fillet, Fillet, or a round. Just like this picture shows you, you want to click in the white space and drag and highlight the whole thing. Once this whole model is once this whole model is lit, you're going to add a fillet right here. This is in the top left corner. If I don't know where it's at, I can type in Fillet. I'll click fillet, and I'm going to change that fillet size to 1.25. Oh, excuse me, 0.125. 0.125. I'm going to press enter. I've successfully added my fillet. I'm going to click check mark, and I am done with the model. I know that I showed you a couple of extrudes. There's even some times where I made a mistake. I kind of want to keep those in the video because you understand that we all make mistakes. I make mistakes as much as I've used this program, as much as I've made this part. But I hope that in the mistakes, it helps you understand that you can just edit undo right here in the left corner. And you can start back on the step before. My pet peeve, do not delete the sketch and start over. Why? If you delete the sketch, not only are you starting over, but now you're behind where the class is. You're basically doing